Welcome, everyone, to the best sports betting show on the planet. It is WagerTalk Today, and I am Andy from WagerTalk. Listen, we have an incredible show. We've got Gianni, who's going to tell us where all the sharp money's coming in, and then we get the pleasure of getting 2 NBA games being broken down by the best, Teddy Covers. We're going to talk with Sean Higgs, who is the featured handicapper over at Sports Money. Then we're going to talk with Dave Mason, find out what's going on from the bookmaker side of things. But first, listen, hey, we said yesterday on yesterday's show, we gave out some free plays, and all we needed to do was go 2-1, and everyone was going to have to create multiple YouTube accounts to get us to 200,000 subscribers. Davion Mitchell went over his points. The Canadians won, and right now, Scotty Scheffler has no bogeys. We are on pace for 3-0 on this, so shout out to everybody that followed those plays, and thank you so much. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. We're just like we're so close to 200,000 subscribers. Hit the like button. Hope everyone's having a great day. But we got to find out what the syndicates and the sharps are doing. So we bring in Gianni. Gianni, my man, hope everything is going well for you. Hope this is another profitable day for you. All right, let's get started. Give the people what they want. What are the syndicates? What are the sharps doing, man?
Yeah, and if you've seen results of late, we're absolutely on fire in Major League Baseball.
Yes.
In fact, last night I even sent out an overnight in Korean baseball that got there, money line and run line. But here, real quickly, I sent out a 3% to subscribers on the under in this early game. Under 4.5, Arizona, Miami. So they got under 4.5, Arizona and Miami. I gave it out at minus 15, good to minus 120. I'd lay even up to minus 125 on that. That's a 3% play. I sent out a 4% play as well. That's later tonight. But here's what we got as far as some steam in Major League Baseball. Overnights, Pittsburgh, 954 at minus 115, minus 120. Had follow through today. Betted at 125, betted at 130. We stopped. But I don't know who came in and kept hitting it because 135 seems like it got hit. 140 got hit. 145 got hit. So I don't know if there's some players sitting or what. But we backed off and somebody just kept blasting the Pittsburgh side. We also bet the overnight on Philadelphia, minus 155 and minus 160. I saw that got followed through today all the way up to minus 170. We didn't bet any of it today. 957. Where's that 957? St. Louis and the Mets, yes, under 8.5 at minus 125, all the way to minus 130 last night. Then this morning, laid a little vig to go under 7.5 as well. White Sox, game 960. Last night, plus 140. This morning, plus 135. Saw it again on my screen light up, plus 130. So that got bought up too on the White Sox. Baltimore, 962. Baltimore, plus 110. Baltimore, plus 105. That was last night. Even money this morning, and then minus 105. I think another one that got bet as well. Seems like all the groups are mostly on the same sides. It's just a matter of when you're going to get down. Also, the over in that Baltimore game last night, over 8, all the way up to minus 130. And then this morning at, I think, minus 105 and minus 110 on the over in the Baltimore game. KC Detroit game, 963, under 8.5. Up to minus 135 last night to get that 8.5. And then this morning, they laid minus 110 to go under the 8. So they really like that under in KC. Detroit Yankees as a dog, plus 110, plus 105. Those got wiped out last night. I saw some even money this morning, and now they're thinking about minus 105, minus 110. So somebody else thinks that the Yankees at worst are around the coin flip. And finally, 968, LA Angels and Texas. We bet the under 9.5 at even money, all the way up to minus 120. I see a lot of 9.5 still out there. They haven't gone down to that key number of 9. Gives me the feeling that it's one of those matchups where it's sharps versus the public, where the public's going over heavily and they're getting some sharp money on the under, because usually around those key numbers, I said it's 7, 9, 11. As soon as a sharp account gets bet into, taking advantage of those numbers, they go right down to the number, meaning we go under 9.5, it's 9 before you know it. Over 7, 7.5 immediately. That's what usually happens, but that did not happen in this LA Angels and Texas game, and I'll give it to you as well. I bet the under also in the first 5. That I thought had a ton of value. I got 5.5 actually at minus 120. But the number they were looking at, if I could get him plus money, even money at worst, to go under 5 in that LA Texas game. So they like the under 5 and also full game under 9.5. But again, I wasn't part of that under 9.5 group, but I share information with guys that move for other groups. That way we're able to confirm, like last night, the Hanwha Angel Eagles, like dude texted it to me as soon as I just finished betting it. And I was like, oh, I'm sending it out to subscribers, because I don't send it out to subscribers unless I feel confirmation. And I don't know, I don't handicap Korean baseball at all. So if I just see it in like our account, I haven't sent it out. That was the first one all season. But when I see multiple groups come in on it, then that's money. I bet those smaller markets for sure. And real quickly, I'm already seeing Heat money for tomorrow. No surprise. They won yesterday. Public got crushed fading the Heat. In fact, I looked at it before tip-off, and if I was back, when I first started out, came out to Vegas and, was still in that bookmaker mindset, and I saw all the money that was coming in opposite Miami, I'd have bet Miami just to fade the public. Like they just kept betting it. But the line kind of reflected it because, none of the sharp bettors got in and took the Miami side. That's why you saw that line go from like pick 'em 1, 1.5, even 2s out there. Nobody picked off the dog, but the players got crushed betting the favorite, and they flipped sides because they're all over Miami already. And it's usually a precursor, meaning when I start seeing money lines from today in baseball being tied up to something tomorrow in another sport, you always know that's what's going to come in heavy game day, because what they're trying to do is already get money on the Heat by tying in, they'll look for like a minus 300 in hockey, or they'll look for like a minus 250 in baseball. Think, that can't lose. And they tie that up and parlay it with what they want to bet tomorrow. If the favorite wins tonight, they have, a bigger bet on the Miami Heat already. So a ton of Heat action from the public. If the line moved a little bit, reflecting it, don't let that scare you. That wasn't sharp. Like I told you, very few times are you going to see sharp money come in on the sides in the NBA playoffs. They like to bet the totals, and they like to bet the props. That's where most of the money gets made.
Well, Gianni, I will tell you, if anyone's in the market to lose a lot of money, go ahead and throw baseball parlays together, or throw big baseball favorites in your parlays. That is just a fantastic way to smoke your bankroll, guys. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Like you're asking for trouble if you do that. Back me up on this, Gianni. It's a nightmare.
100%. Again, number one, we know not to parlay, because you're never getting. I've had people argue this with me, and I'm not even going to talk about true odds. I'm just going to tell you this real quickly. What is the probability that you're going to get the best line for all your games at the same time at the same property? Because that's what you're ultimately saying. The goal is to bet the best numbers at the best times, place the best bets. So if I'm putting in a 14 parlay, I have to put it in at the same time at the same property. What are the chances that minute that I'm betting that parlay that I'm getting the absolute best number on all 4 of those? It's just not going to happen. So you're already betting from a position of weakness, but it's the reason that the house always has the edge, not just because they have unlimited bankroll and they could afford the swings, but because most people want to put up a little money to win a lot. The thought of putting a lot of money up to win a little doesn't resonate. But the thought of putting up a little to win a lot is why they play parlays. It's like, wealthy people don't play the lottery. It's always poor people that are playing the lottery because they want to put up a little money and hopefully change their life. Wealthy people, I never see in the wealthy neighborhood where there's, lotto stores on every corner. Go down to the, poorer neighborhoods where I grew up. Dude, every deli, every corner, there was lotto machines with a line in it, because we want to put up a little money to win a lot. And that's one of the weaknesses that we have in sports betting as well. And that's why these books are willing to pay influencers, sports betting influencers, to go out there and show those tickets, promote those same game parlays, show how that $100 won 100 dimes, not knowing that they've lost 200 dimes betting those parlays lifetime. You know what I mean? Kind of like we hit in a royal flush at video poker. It's great when you win 4 dimes, But if you count how much money you've lost playing video poker, it probably is not going to cover that. That royal flush is probably not going to cover it. But it's nice when you make the score, and that's why they'll keep betting those parlays.
Yeah, listen, nobody posts their losing same game parlay tickets on social media. Have you noticed that?
That's
Nobody's like, oh, well, darn it. Oh, shoot. Just missed on the last leg of my parlay. Here's my losing bet ticket, everybody.
Yeah, it's like Floyd Mayweather. There was a time there he never lost a bet. If you just followed his social media, the guy was undefeated. Undefeated, 100%. I don't think he ever lost a bet. But,
yeah,
if you show the flip side of that coin, I bet there's a lot more tickets that got thrown in the trash for sure.
Yes. Yeah, it's amazing how he was the best boxer and sports bettor on the planet.
At the same time. They should have just asked him if he could cure cancer while he's at it. You know what I mean? Like if you got a couple minutes, have a few free minutes, Floyd, maybe you could cure cancer.
Yeah, absolutely. Gianni, how did Blackjack go?
Good, man. I love these guys. I can't believe how much, like, they remind me of me when I had that passion, when I first was really diving in, and I was ordering all kind of books. I was like, I just did that. I have OCD. So if I dive into anything, I'm going all in. And I just fell in love with it, where I just wanted to absorb everything about the game because I knew it's actually beatable. Like, I'm not fooling myself into believing this is some kind of system. There were men a lot brighter than me before that did it, and dumber than me that were able to do it before me. And like, it's something that works. You can't argue against it. So I'm seeing the passion from these guys that remind me of myself just from the questions they're asking. And like I told you, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but what I love most is, again, if you have a good weekend for someone, a good week, a good month, a good year, that's awesome. That's great. You made them some money for them trusting you to do that. But teaching them a skill set, like actually teaching them something that then they could go use forever. Like, they don't have to rely on you anymore. As long as they took notes and followed along, it's something 5 years from now, 10 years from now, because a lot of people may not have the bankroll right now, because that's what we talked about in this last class, being properly funded, bet sizing correctly, because that's what wipes out most card counting groups. I've seen it, I've seen guys that are very, very good at it, that are extremely efficient at card counting, but they're not properly funded, and they overbet their edge, or they chase. And the same thing that happens with sports betting, where you can have an edge, you can be a great handicapper, but if you don't bet size correctly, you're going to end up losing money. And that's what we talked about. And why I love them having the skill set is because a lot of them are young guys. Their lives are going to change. Like, they haven't had an opportunity yet to make the money that they're going to make, whether it's in their career or what have you. But that day will come where eventually they are properly funded, and all they have to do is pull out those notes and play some blackjack. And what's great is they could do it when they're on vacation. That's what I used to love. I'd take free trips and actually sometimes leave there with money. Like, I made money. Not only did I have a great, 5-day vacation with everything paid, but I actually came home with more money than I went. And that's what I love most, that I'm able to teach them that skill set. And these guys have been awesome, man. The first class, I think we got like 29 guys, and they're I will not end that class until every one of them I feel is competent. I don't care if I have to go one-on-one with somebody when it's done, if they're a little bit confused still. Because again, you're not supposed to know this stuff. I always tell them there's no such thing as a stupid question. Ask. But yeah, not to go long. It's been the best thing I ever did. I've wanted to do it for a long time. And I thank Gianni and WagerTalk for providing the platform for me to do it. If you go over to my Twitter, you'll see we put out the first class. It's free. It's like 2 hours. It's a little long. We don't go into counting, but you'll learn a lot about blackjack. You'll learn how to even become a break-even player, where you could get some free trips and stuff like that, just by mastering a few simple things. So if you're interested, check that out. It's free, no obligation. It's about a 2-hour first class where we kind of just laid the foundation for everything else they're learning. They're now, honestly, if they practiced this last week, they could walk into the casino and they would be the favorite versus the house. Like, wow. They're about to learn the advanced stuff to make them like a bigger favorite, but they're already a favorite with what they know. They know how to turn a running count into a true count. They know how much to bet based on their edge. But now I have to teach them some deviations and then some cover. Because if you don't have cover and you don't know how to get away with it, you're not going to be playing for very long. The last thing you want to do is burn out your name like I did. I burned my name out in 12 months, and that was the stupidest thing I ever did. I could have had longevity But instead, I just didn't know about camouflage and cover. So they're going to learn from my mistakes what not to do so they could get away with it for a long time.
Gianni, I could talk to you all day, and there's so many segments I would love to do.
I know
with
there's
you.
talented guys coming on here with some gold to share, brother. So you could get me out of here.
Tell everyone what you have up. I have so many topics I want to go over with you. What do you have up at WagerTalk today?
I released a 3% in baseball, a 4% in baseball. The package will be up within the next 30 to 60 minutes. Excited for what's ahead this weekend. Just having a really good run, man. I don't even call it a run. Coming off a losing year, already up for 2025 nicely, up over the last 3 days, last 7 days, last 30 days. So whatever the sample size, we've made some money together and just going to keep grinding. I said it coming in. I'm in the position I haven't been in a very long time with the groups that I'm working with. So I was very confident this will be a good year for us. And if you jump on now for the year and partner up, you will be able to get the Blackjack, all the classes we went through. Johnny will send them to you so you're not behind if you want to take advantage of that. So thank you. Thanks, Andrew. I say Andrew because one of my best friends I talk to every day is Andrew, and he's Andy, but I always call him Andrew, so forgive me. You got Lawrence Presman under your name.
If you look at the graphic, I'm Lawrence.
Yeah. You're the Prez today. Happy Passover.
No worries. Hey, there we go. Awesome, Gianni. Thank you so much. Let's have a great Thursday. Thank you so much
there,
for joining
Andy. It's hard to keep up with when Prez is going to be on, when he's not, when he's at a poker tournament, when he's going to do blue line. So sorry for leaving Lawrence Presman, the host of WagerTalk today, on the Chiron there for you. That's on me, Andy.
You're fine. We're going to bring in Teddy Covers here in just a minute. So I did a rant yesterday that has taken on a life of its own. It was not prepared. I honestly need to send Marcus a thank you note because we got a lot of miles out of it, and we got a ton of questions. Every social media platform that I posted that video on, we got a ton of questions. This was about why we sell picks. One of the questions that we got, a very nice guy sent in a really, really nice email. There's 3 questions on there, and we're going to do a deep dive because I think it answers a lot of people's questions. So we're going to do that a little bit later on in the show. We're coming off of another winning day. We're up over 90 units in profits for this year. Again, that is why we sell picks, because we have a product that we're very, very proud of. I will give out let's do a free play right now, Dan. The Premier League darts, it starts in an hour. It's an early start time. And I'm wearing my dart shirt. Those of you that watch darts know this is like what the colors that Rob Cross wears. So I'm wearing my Rob Cross shirt on Thursday. The free play is going to be Michael Van Gerwen minus 125 against Stephen Bunting. That match goes off in 2 hours. The event starts in 1 hour, but their match is a little bit later. Minus 125 on Van Gerwen is crazy. Bunting has only done well on the Premier League one time this season, and this is night 11. And Michael Van Gerwen is fantastic in the first round. He falls apart in the second round for whatever reason. But Dan, Michael Van Gerwen, you remember the athlete that hurt himself putting the shirt on? That is Michael Van Gerwen. Yeah, that's Michael Van Gerwen. He's healthy now.
How could I forget?
He's recovered from that horrific tragedy where he pulled a muscle putting his shirt on. He played well last week. He played pretty good over the weekend. Minus 125 is crazy. Bunting has a great walkout song, but that's about it. That's his big contribution to Premier League nights have been terrible. So minus 125 Van Gerwen. There's your darts free play. All right, let's bring in Teddy Covers. Teddy, I'm not making this up. I was talking to somebody last night, and we both agreed that Teddy Covers talking NBA is one of my favorite things around, and they agreed. If we had a chance to pick a handicapper and a sport, who would you want to listen to the most? And it was unanimous. Teddy Covers talking NBA. So that's enough blowing smoke up your rear end here. We're going to talk the Heat and the Hawks. We're going to talk the Clippers and Nuggets. I'm fascinated by the Clippers and Nuggets series. I can't wait to get your take on that. Hope you're doing great, man. I always love talking to you. Let's jump right into it, man. Heat and Hawks. Looks like the Heat. It's going to pick the Heat minus 219.5. Trae Young had the meltdown. I'm interested in your take on Trae Young and how this game goes. How are you, my friend?
Good morning, Andy. How are you today? Thank you for the kind words.
I'm great, man.
And let's talk about the Heat and the Hawks. And as you mentioned, this game bouncing around pick'em. I'll say right now, Atlanta, if I'm going to call the line right now, Atlanta -1, total 219. There is some variance on that. In fact, I'm seeing Miami favored at a handful of books, pick them at others. But the prevailing line as we talk, Hawks -1. And playing game history says we're supposed to look first at the 7-8 team that lost on the road, now playing at home, versus the 9-10 winner hitting the highway. The short history of the NBA play-in game, but in recent years, the team that lost on the road that now gets the home game tends to be bet on. That's the first way I'm going to look. Of course, the Hawks also have an extra day to prepare, and they're coming off, as you mentioned, that wire-to-wire smackdown loss to the Magic. They were non-competitive in the first quarter. It never got any better. The Trae Young meltdown thrown out of the game. I get it. From a spot standpoint, the Hawks have extra time. They're coming off the type of loss that we like to back teams after. And I don't want Atlanta here. Miami's the far more balanced, mature team than the Hawks. They're the better defensive team, and it starts in the postseason with defense. The full season stats are going to show Miami number 11 in defense efficiency, Atlanta number 19. The eye test and current form says the disparity is a good notch or two bigger than that. And we're talking about Eric Spoelstra versus Quinn Snyder in a one-game elimination tournament. That's a coaching mismatch if there ever was one. Spoelstra with rings, Snyder has no rings for a reason. All right. And Miami's not the same team that they've been for the last few weeks. Why? They got Andrew Wiggins back in the lineup. Wiggins matters for that squad. When Terry Rozier is getting DNP coaches' decisions, that's a good thing for Miami, not a bad thing. All right. And of course, Davion Mitchell, obviously, it was someone that you liked yesterday, Andy, an elite defender. He's had a career revitalization since arriving from Toronto. He's someone we like, perhaps, to give Trae Young some problem. Now, Miami's weakness is offensive droughts. I mean, that's why they've blown so many fourth quarter leads this year. But Atlanta's defense doesn't force fourth quarter droughts. The two recent meetings, the Heat won 131-119 and 122-112. They're not having problems offensively against a defense of this caliber. And we talk about Atlanta's home court. Is it worth anything? Not that much. They lost 19 times at home this year. I think they lose again on Friday night.
I love it, Teddy. That Trae. So I used to officiate basketball, and I used to do these men's leagues, which were awful. It was grown men that come out and just, would yell and scream at each other and scream at the refs. I in all my years, I never had one of those guys do what Trae Young did the other night. It was, I've never seen that in an NBA game. Did that? Have you seen anything like that in a spotlight? A marquee guy that's supposed to be a franchise guy do anything like that? That was crazy.
I'll leave it at this. All right. I'd rather have my player give a shit than not give a shit. And Trae Young gives a shit. Was it a mature move? Said. No. But does he care? Yes. And I'd rather have a guy that cares than a guy that's like, whatever. Atlanta cares. They're just not good enough.
Love it. Love it. All right. I can't wait for your take on this Clippers Nuggets series. This is my favorite first round series. I'm more excited to watch this than I am even my Indiana Pacers. I think this up and down the matchups are crazy. I am. We get healthy Kawhi at this point. We get Jokic. How do you see this series, and in particular this first game? Nuggets are -2.5. It's 225.5. Clippers and Nuggets. What's your thoughts?
So when we talk about the Clippers and Nuggets, I want to ask you a question, Andy. I want to bring you back in right here. Have you talked to anyone, anywhere that likes Denver in this game? Mentioned it. Oh, I kind of like Denver, because I haven't seen a soul. I mean, not one person has been like, oh, yeah, Denver's the play here. Every person, clips.
The Clippers are it's like they're the shiny new toy to end the season. It was like we shelved, Kawhi, and now all of a sudden now there's healthy Kawhi. It's like they played this season perfect. So I think there's a little bit of, we've been there, done that with the Nuggets. They're not the sexy pick anymore. It's like, oh, really? We're going to give Jokic another MVP? Like, it's kind of boring. The Clippers, believe it or not, a team with Kawhi Leonard and James Harden are like the new, like kind of thing. But you're right. Everyone's in on the Clippers, and I'm just here to warn everybody: you are depending on James Harden in the playoffs and Kawhi to stay healthy. You have been warned.
I mean, just for game one. There's not a so. I mean, you know me. I'm about town. I haven't heard one person make a case for Denver. Not here in Vegas. Not anyone I talk to anywhere. All right. And certainly when we think about conceptually what's going on here, all right? 2 years ago, the Nuggets were champions, all right? They just fired their head coach 3 games ago saying, we want to win right now, all right? There's no dilly-dallying. It's right now. You talk about lighting a fire under your team's ass. Well, that's the way to do it, you know? So I understand the Nuggets very mediocre over the back half of the season. They were a 500 team after the All-Star break. They certainly didn't play their best basketball. Of course, they were dealing with a number of injuries, which in theory here, they should be as healthy as they've been at any point over the back half of the season. And I'll tell you what, we talk about the first weekend of the playoffs, these 4-game Saturday, 4-game Sunday, game ones. I want to lay points. I don't want to take points. I have no hesitation laying points in these game ones. At the end of the weekend, we're going to see the home teams in game ones win 5, 6, 7 games in straight up fashion, at least, probably more. And the casual bettors are all shocked that Denver's the favorite over the surging Clippers. Remember, and the beauty of the Clips, they play great ball February down the stretch, March. And everyone just paid attention when they beat the Warriors the other night. They're like, oh, yeah, they're playing good ball. You know, they're 8-0 their last 8, 18-3 their last 21. One of the 3 losses came by a single bucket against OKC. Another one of them came in a spread covering loss to Cleveland. This team's been playing elite basketball for 2 months. If you've been back, it'd be made a fortune. But the betting public just saw them on TV the first day. Oh, the Clips. All right. And of course, since Kawhi had his minutes restrictions limited, Clips top 3 in offense efficiency, top 3 in defense efficiency. So all these cases for the Clips, right? Ben Simmons and Bogdanovich off the bench. There's a well-constructed squad. Ty Lue won a title in Cleveland. Dave Letterman has a famous father being an NBA head coach for less than 2 weeks. I get all the love for LA. But the last time, and of course, the big win against the Warriors in their last game. The last time the Clips had any time off came over the All-Star break. They came back, were awful. They lost 3 straight games. It was the week off was not good for them. It hurt them. And Denver is not a pushover. This is a championship caliber team. I think the Nuggets win game 1. I want to lay points in game 1, not take them. Denver's favorite here for a reason. And if you want the Clippers, I think your best opportunity, series price, will be after they lose game 1 in Denver. Give me the Nuggets minus the spot.
I love it. Love listening to you talk NBA. I know we're going to talk about the Angels and the Rangers. Teddy, tell everyone what you have up for Wager Talk. I know it's NBA playoffs. It's right in your wheelhouse. Surely one of your favorite times of the year, first round playoffs. What do you have up at the website?
Yeah, from April 15th on, the last 3 postseasons, 28-14, 24-18, 23-18 in the NBA. That's 76-50 combined, plus 71 units, 60% in the NBA playoffs, counting every single play for the last 3 years. I'm riding a 18-10, 64% NBA run over the last 4 weeks. Since 2022, I'm 402 and 313, better than 56% long term. Baseball's running good too, 15-7, 68% plus 23 units over the last 2.5 weeks. And really dating back to last June, I'm up more than close to 60 units, 70-51 with my last 121 in MLB. Just a single best bet available tonight. Obviously, there's no hoops for me. There's no hoops for anyone who's betting the NBA tonight. Just one best bet in MLB available right now on my page, wt.buzz/TC, but don't buy the play. This 7 for 77 all access is a really good deal. 7 days, every play, every day for $77 is $11 a day. You'll get all my playoff basketball this weekend and right through next Thursday. So that would be my recommendation if you want to get on board with a package for me. You'll get my MLB best bet tonight. That is backed by 6-0, 100% emerging angle. We like those early season emerging angles, Lang, and then there's one that certainly stood out to me for tonight because you can ride them. That's why we like them.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, It's NBA playoffs. That means it's profit time for Teddy. Nobody does it better in the NBA playoffs. You heard those numbers. So jump on board, grab Teddy's plays. And yes, we do have a special 7 days, $77. Works for any handicapper. Get Teddy's get Teddy's NBA playoffs, for God's sake. Your bankroll will thank you for it. Let's talk the Angels and the Rangers. Teddy, I have a big problem with the Angels. It's that every document that I type the word Angels in, it autocorrects to Angles instead of Angels. And so I would like to petition MLB to officially change the name of the Angels to the Angles to make it easier for us when we do all the typing. But I digress. Let's talk a little bit about the Angels and the Rangers baseball game for today. We got Rocker for the Rangers. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Jack Kachanovich?
Kachanowicz, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the floor is yours. How do you see this game going?
Sure. And okay, so right now, looking at my Odds Logic live odds screen, Texas minus 145, minus 150. I think we'll call the prevailing number minus 150. Total in this game sitting at 9.5. LA's 2-1 with Kachanowicz on the hill. Last year as a rookie, he got bombed his first 2 starts. He gave up 12 runs in 7 innings. And then it was 8 quality starts in his last 9 outings, including 2 against these same Rangers. He pitched well in his 2025 debut against the White Sox, had a decent start against the Guardians next try. Last outing, he got bombed, really bombed for the first time since those 2 starts of the season last year. I think it's a pretty decent bounce back opportunity for him. I mean, he's a ground ball pitcher, not a strikeout pitcher. The guys that don't get strikeouts don't get much love in the betting marketplace. And therefore, when you find a pitcher that doesn't, a starting pitcher that doesn't get the strikeouts and gets the results, those are guys that I consider to be value hurlers. Of course, Kumar Rocker has been pretty awful too. He's got 6 starts at the big league level last year and this year. And in those 6 starts, he's finished the 5th inning once. He's been smacked around twice in 3 starts this season. And he's another non-strikeout pitcher looking for ground ball outs. All right. Last time out, retired the side in order in the 1st inning, and then 8 of the next 14 hitters got on base against him. He is not a hurler that we love right now. That being said, everyone talks about how good his stuff is. And same story with Kachanowicz, who's been, who's shown last year that he can beat Texas, that he can get into a rhythm. And neither one of these teams is hitting right now. All right. The Rangers lineup has, I'll call it underachieved so far. And the Angels, I mean, they scored 1 run in the first 2 games of this series combined. They scored 4 or less than 7 of 8 on the current road trip. Gianni was talking about earlier. First half under 5 first 5 innings, under 9.5 full games. The Sharp have already bet it, and I certainly agree with that assessment. Lineups that we don't love, pitchers who may be a tad or 2 bit undervalued here, and 2 teams that just aren't hitting particularly well. Look under 5 first half, 9.5 full game for the Angels and Rangers tonight.
Awesome stuff from Teddy Covers. Gave you a breakdown on the Heat and the Hawks, the Clippers, Nuggets, and the Angels and the Rangers. It's playoff time in the NBA. Go grab Teddy Covers plays. You can take advantage of that 7 days for $77. It's only $11 a day. First round of the playoffs starts right around the corner. Teddy, thank you so much. Always love your breakdowns, brother. Hope you have a great day.
Well, thank you, Andy. That's very sweet of you. I love your breakdowns too. I hope you have a great day as well. And thanks for watching WagerTalk TV, guys. The likes, the comments make all the difference. We appreciate them very much. Have a great day.
Absolutely, guys. Hit the like button. Helps us out. Hopefully we can close out Scotty Scheffler under 1.5 bogeys. That will give us a sweep on the free plays me and Prez did yesterday. Try to get those subscribers up. Again, we're going to go over a question about building a bankroll, and I'll give you guys some free downloads for spreadsheets that will help you track your plays. Super important. Some of this stuff is more important than the plays themselves, so we're going to do that. But first, we're going to talk with Sean Higgs, featured handicapper at Sportsmemo. We're going to talk a little baseball. Sean, you and I have talked for about 20 seconds total lifetime before the show, but I love what you said. You bet the underdogs in baseball, and that's you take the plus money. That's your betting strategy, and that's where you want to be. Laying big chalk in MLB is a great way to lose money. So tell us a little bit about yourself, and I know we're going to go over the Giants Phillies, but tell us about your betting strategy and what can clients expect.
Yeah, well, I want to jump on what Gianni said. You talk about parlays. I like to say when I do little videos, the best way to go 3-1 is put in a 14 parlay. What could possibly go wrong? It's easy money.
Sad but true. Sad
really,
but true.
Crazy. It is, whatever. That's again. You're not getting parlays from me. Today's free pick. It's a big number. We'll work around that thing here. But again, I like my dogs. I'm a volume guy. I'm new to the Sportsmemo WagerTalk community, but I've been on sites with a bunch of these guys. Been in the business a long time. Teddy. I didn't even get to talk to him off air. Last time I saw Teddy, I had dinner at him with like Tony Romas with a couple guys way back when. So my strategy. What's my strategy? I want to win. That's my strategy, and it's a little. I guess everybody's different. Everybody attacks things their own way, right? You have different people. People like XYZ. People like ABC. I'm going to be a kind of a flat guy, straight across. I'm not going to go too crazy with percent plays. Every once in a while, I'll put maybe something bigger out. But again, my sheer volume this year, I've about 370 and 300 overall on the year in picks. Again, I've only been on here shortly, but again, I don't like to tell people just unload on a game, have a huge game. I'm more, again, so many games, whether for baseball, college hoops. I'm a big college hoops guy. But with NBA and NHL, I'm going to find spots to jump into those positions. But again, more dogs plus money. You can't just make money betting underdogs. You can't just make money taking favorites. So there will be a mix, but I'm definitely more of a kind of trying to find that plus money. I just can't. Man, you're going to lay like a 170. You got to win 2 to make it back. If I lose with a dog or a run line, you know what? I just have to win 1 to get even. And with people, and you're talking about the different things for people to make their money. It's not one day. Like everybody can win for a day, lose for a day, a week. You got to plan it out. It's a season-long effect. It's not. I took a team today, they lost, but all right. In the next spot, I'm going to be on a team in a similar kind of situation with the number because I know over the course of 400 games, I'm going to make money on that. So.
Love it.
What should we do? I think my record speaks for itself over, 25 years. 30. I don't even know what year it is. 35 years I've been betting. I'm
2025, Sean.
I've been on sites for 20-something years doing this. So, you don't last that long if you're just throwing out losers left and right and not knowing what you're doing. So I'll contribute here. I think people like me. I'm funny enough and, make some jokes. We'll have a good time.
All right, well, let's get into a specific game, Giants and Phillies. How do you break this game down?
Yeah, like I said, here is a big number. It's a 175 here for the Phils over the Giants, who, again, off to a nice start, the Giants. Like, second place? Who had them in second place behind the Padres instead of the Dodgers? 175, I'm not going to tell you come in here late, 175 ever. That's not going to happen. I'm going to attack this a different way here with Jordan Hicks on the mound. Now, this is a young kid. They're slinging him back and forth between the bullpen and starting. He started in 2016, 2017. He's a starter. No, let's make him a reliever. He's been yo-yoing back and forth starting out this year for the Giants. Astros, okay, you held down the Astros. That's okay. The Astros line up to me, not good. I think they're not a good team this year, the Astros. Seattle, you gave up 3 runs and 5 runs to Seattle, another light-hitting team. You faced the Yankees on the road, 8 hits in 4 innings, 7 runs. That is more of a Philly lineup than it is a Seattle and a Houston lineup. So he hasn't been effective this year in his short 3 starts. Last year, the same. Again, you're stretching the guy. It's going to take a while to get there. I'm going to look at, and again, for you could either look at a run line here for Philly, because Philly, they're 10-8. Nothing sexy about him. But Sanchez is picking up where he left off last year. He's just solid. Nothing fancy. He's going to go 5+ innings there, give up a run or 2. You could do a run line here. If you prefer a run line, you could go 120. Although I see the -1, which, again, I'm a greedy guy. People are like, oh, you do a run, you do -1, it's 125. I don't like to go over like a 140. So I guess for the official WagerTalk pick here, I'll go -1 with Philly here. As opposed, who the hell am I kidding? 125. We're going all the way here with the run line, Andrew. I'm going to say I can't come on and take a -125. I can't do it. I'm laying a run and a half here. Again, this is just a play against Hicks. Right now, I look like everybody should be playing, although we might get a guy or 2 sit out, and I understand we might lose a Schwarber or a Harper or one of these guys. I don't think it's to make a difference because Hicks overall has not been good. Phillies are still a veteran bunch, a lot of veteran hitters, professional hitters, as I say. So I'm going to go run line here with the Phils. Stay away from the total. Late afternoon game, you got shadows and that stuff, and I don't want to do that. But I think the Phillies are going to be good for a 4 or 5 spot here, especially if they got beat up a little last night. So give me the Phils run line. Call it a plus 120 I see here.
Love it. Sean's part of the complete revamp of Sportsmemo. I know Ben Burns is doing a lot of work, and Sean's been a big part of that as well. And you're the featured handicapper. Listen, the only thing better than a winning play is a winning play. It's only $2, and you are the featured handicapper. So tell everyone where we can find you at, Sean. Tell everyone about your play.
Yeah, well, we're over here at the Sportsmemo Network. I think I did a little Sportsmemo video before this, and I gave out a little Pavin Smith ribby there at plus 145. Already on the board in the first inning. We love to see that. So today I got a big play up. I have a play up in Major League Baseball. Light day today for me, though. Light day, not these travel days, not a lot of action, but there's a play up there. It's the $2 play of the day here for everybody. So listen, it's got a little write up. You've heard my little spiel here about myself, and most people have probably seen me on the video there. I do with Joe DeMeek on the Sportsmemo crew there. So what's there to say? Give me a shot. I'm new here, but not new in the biz overall show business of the sports betting world, as they like to say here. I know it's really taking off lately, but some of us guys have been here a long time. We're old. I'm 50, by the way.
Absolutely. You don't look at day over 40, Sean.
I don't feel 50. I don't. Yeah? Maybe because I shaved the head. I would have grays though, Andy. I would have some grays. But I don't wake up feeling old. You wait. I don't know how old. Again, we talked for about 30 seconds before you went live with Gianni, so I really don't know much about you. But I don't feel old. Do you feel old? I don't know how old you are. Are you in your 40s? How old are you?
I'm 45, and I went out with my wife yesterday. It was our anniversary, and I told her over the last six months I have never felt better. I've done a lot of things working on my personal health that I've probably ignored for a few years, and then I looked at a video of me 4 years ago. Oh my God, Sean, how embarrassing. Oh my God. I just looked unhealthy. I looked terrible 4 years ago. So yeah.
I fluctuate with the weight. You and especially doing this, Andy, right? You're on video, you're in front of a computer, you're just doing stuff. So it's on, you gotta get outside sometimes. You gotta go walk. Get that blood moving. Sean, thank you so much. We're going to talk to Dave Mason. Good luck on your $2 play. I know you're going to crush it. And go check out Sean Higgs over at Sportsmemo. Have a great Thursday, Sean. Appreciate you. Thank you.
All right, we're going to bring in Dave Mason, and then we're going to do our spreadsheets. We're going to answer the question. Dave, first off, the question, people in the chat were asking, like, where can we bet darts? And I was like, well, BetOnline actually has darts. How much handle, guys? How much handle do you get on darts? It's Thursday. It's the Premier League. It's 9/11. Right after this, I do a live show. We do a live broadcast of the dart show, so it's right at my alley. How much handle do you get on darts?
I mean, it's not a ton. It's not a ton, but we have a small, very small, loyal following bettors. We put it up there. We're a rest of world book, so we have stuff from all over the globe, but predominantly we're a North American book, so still not a lot of dart bettors up there, but it's growing. It's definitely growing. Is it exploding? No, but it's growing, and we have a small, loyal base of bettors. I mean, we have to even lend sharp. We always take. That's the thing, dangerous of a sport like this. It's like, sure, we take a lot more sharp action in, let's say, NFL, college football, whatever, the big meat and potatoes sports, but there's so much public action to offset that sharp action. You can use that sharp money just to offset the public or vice versa. Whereas something like darts, I mean, when you have bettors in there, your ears and eyes kind of perk up a little bit because there's not as many sharp bettors, but a higher percentage of sharp bettors in a sport like golf or darts rather, or rugby or some of these, tertiary sports. Like today we had some sharp plays on Gerwin Price at minus 135 and Chris Dobie at plus 235. So yeah, long story short, we do have, it's small, but it's loyal and growing.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm stunned people are betting on Dobie. I have no chance of betting on the guy. No, he's been awful. He's been really bad the last couple of weeks. Gerwin Price, I get it, but the other ones I don't get. All right, baseball. How's been the baseball season for you and BetOnline?
Good. I mean, it's always a grind, right? Baseball is just
Oh.
always a grind. I mean, making it more difficult for a book like us, Bet Online, and some other books out there are these dime lines. You're offering reduced juice, so right there, the math is built in that your hold is not going to be as high as a lot of these newer books that are just dealing 20-cent odds on baseball games. So we're up against it right there to begin with. When we win, we don't win as much, and when we lose, we want to lose a little bit more. But there's so many darn games over the season, and like I said, we do have a I mentioned this a week or two ago. We do have a very, very loyal baseball clientele because of those dime lines. Because we originate, we open usually before other books. And we have dime lines too, and we take sharp action. So we have it's sure our margin might not be as good as some of these other newer books, but we have a very big base of baseball players.
I'm just talking about baseball. What's the difference that you see? Like, what are the sharps betting and what are the average people betting? Like, what are some of the mistakes that the average guys make when betting baseball over the course of a season?
Yeah, I mean, sharper sides are usually the dogs, right? Usually the dogs. I mean, once August rolls around, that might change a little bit. Yeah. But I'd say 60% of the time, at least 60 to 65% of the time, the sharper players are on the dogs. So I know your previous caller, I forget his name, was saying he's mostly betting dogs, and my ears kind of perked up there because that's usually a telltale sign of a sharp, especially in baseball, that they're betting dogs. I mean, today, for instance, Miami plus 141, White Sox plus 139. There's two-way on Pirates minus 131, Nationals plus 139. Then two-way on Seattle, Cincy, Seattle plus 115 or more, Cincy minus 109. So, more often than not, dogs the way to go in baseball.
All right, what have you been betting on personally? There's no UFC. I'm going through withdrawal. It's crazy. Yeah. We're coming off of the huge week last week, but this week just seems like kind of slowed down. What's Dave Mason betting on these days?
Nothing this week as of yet. Kind of had some little personal things going on. I got some friends in town and whatnot. So I was just like, you know what? That March Madness is over. Sometimes you just need a breather, right? So yes. I'll wait till the NBA playoffs start. But, we got the play-in games now, of course. But I'm not a big NBA guy, so I'll be tailing people and listen to people at work, what they like and stuff. They won't be my own plays for sure. But, yeah, I'm more of a fight guy and college basketball. And then, of course, football. Those are my big games. If I'm betting MLB or NHL, especially NHL or NBA, I'm usually tailing people. I mean, I might make my own kind of series price and stuff like that. But yeah, as far as my own plays, I don't mind admitting it, man. Those aren't my strengths, without a doubt.
Love it. And I'm not just saying this because Dave is with us. I have used Bet Online even before I got to WagerTalk. The deposits are so easy. The payouts are so easy. I always say Bet Online is the best book, the off-screen book that I use. I truly mean that. I tell everybody that you have to have Bet. Yeah, you have to have Bet Online as one of your books. Like just do. You guys come out with MMA plays way before everybody else does. The lines are fair and aggressive. It's just the best. If you do not have Bet Online, you are missing out. It needs to be a part of your portfolio. So, Dave, keep up the great work and tell everyone where we can find you at.
Yeah, on Twitter at Dave Mason BOL. Come on over. I tweet out the split, some sharp action, and just some everyday banter, sports banter. So come on over if you have, you want to sign up. If you have the questions about signing up, hey, what do you do with this sport? What do you do with that sport? Limits, whatever. Get me on DM and then we'll talk about it. And if you choose Bet Online for you, great, man. We have bonus. We have all sorts of free contests, an awesome VIP program we initiated just over a year ago. And we dosh out so much free cash every day on these VIP programs. It's great. So, and then like you said, when it comes down to it, I'm the odds are important. We have great odds, great MLB odds, reduced juice NHL, some of the earliest originators out there. So come on over to betonline.ag. Like you said, make it part of your portfolio. I don't blame players for, I don't say, hey, you only need to bet on BetOnline. Have numerous books. It's advantage to all of us. But you should make BetOnline one of your outs. Thanks.
Absolutely. Thanks, Dave. Nobody better than Dave Mason at BetOnline. All right, guys. We're going to make you guys some money here. We're going to improve as bettors, and we're going to give out a special as well. So everyone pay attention. This stuff is really, really important, and it's way more important than free picks. So we got a question from someone yesterday. Super nice, and I want to go over that, and we're going to give you guys some free downloads that's going to help you guys in your betting career. All right, here is this person's question. Andy, you mentioned that if you started with $10,000 in your bankroll, that we would be up $54,000 if they started the subscription a while ago. So, yes, we have a spreadsheet that is in our Discord. It's free. It's available for everybody. And Dan, if we could show a picture of this, it's just all it is a spreadsheet where we started with 10,000, and each week on Monday, I take how many units were up or down, and I put the percentage in, and you can see the results. So I said week 84 yesterday. It's actually 87, so apologies for that. So you can see that we started with 10,000, and right now we're at 54,880. So if you want something like this, this is available in our Discord. You can download it, you can make a copy, and you can set it all up for yourself. It's been set up, and this is what we do every single week. So that's a really, really great way to keep track of your bankroll. That's the first part. Number two, and I want to bring in Dan on this. When you have the confidence of 1%, 1.5%, 2%, 3%, 4%, 5%, what percentage of your bankroll are you betting? This is one of the most interesting questions, and over my years, I've just learned it's different from person to person. Dan, I like flat betting. It fits my personality better. I bet 2% of my bankroll on everything. I know myself well enough to know that I don't like the huge roller coaster of a 5% play and a little sprinkle of a 0.5% play. That's my personality. I know this. Corbin loves the roller coaster. He'll have 5%, 6%, 1%. And the reason I'm bringing on Dan is he's one of the best minds that nobody ever talks about in the gambling world. So I want your opinion on this. Percentage-wise, how do you do it?
So I'm similar to you in the same ilk, and this is why you and I vibe so well, and why I help you out with the lacrosse department that we have with this team of handicappers. And it's simply, for me, is I was always a flat unit guy. You know what I mean? Where it's just, the reason why is I learned very early on that even your favorite play that you've ever had in the entire world, it's your rock solid handicap, you've never felt stronger about it, that play, Andy, is probably going to lose about 50% of the time, right? Even when you do your job, you beat the closing line, you have the best play, everything works out in your favor. Sometimes things just don't go your way. That's why at the end of the day, it's called betting. That's why it's called gambling. But the way that we attack it is looking at it more as investing. And if you're doing that, you just can't expend your bankroll, in my opinion. And again, for some people, it works. For some people, they say, oh my God, this read is incredible. Let me rip off a 5%er here. But for me, I view them all the same exact way. And I continue to build that bankroll and then grow my unit size. So instead of betting a crazy huge unit, no, my flat bet has now just become a bigger amount because my bankroll has grown, but I'm never overexposing that bankroll. That's just the way that I always attacked it, Andy. And I think you and I are pretty much in lockstep as far as that being our personal approach.
Yes, it works great for me. I know at the end of the year, we're going to have a winning record. So I want all my bet sizes to be the same. And so what you do is you can do it every week. You can do it every month. Go use that spreadsheet. And now when you know what your bankroll is, now you can determine what's 1 unit, what's 2 units, what am I comfortable with? That's how you incrementally build that bankroll up. That's why you can start with 10,000 and get it to 54,000 in 87 weeks with winning, with using the flat betting system, and with not taking any money out of it. So yes, that's how we do it. But again, it's different from person to person. I've given up trying to tell people the right way to do it because there is no right way to do it. It's what you got. You got to know yourself, and you got to know what works best for you. All right. last question that this person asked. Do you have a document for subscribers we can use to track our bets and bankroll? That spreadsheet is free on our Discord, and let's show this other spreadsheet. Our good friend Hector designed this spreadsheet, and I'm serious when I say this. Hector is a very busy man. Hector is one of the more successful bettors in this industry, but he keeps to himself. Him and his team are very, very helpful. He designed this entire thing for free for us. You can go into our Discord and download it. It'll take you about 30 to 45 minutes to set it up. This is as intricate as WagerTalk system, almost as intricate as WagerTalk system on how we track our plays. He designed this for all of you to help you guys out with your plays. I use this exact same spreadsheet every single day, and it is free. So shout out to Hector. Shout out to all the work that him and his team do. He did not have to donate this to us, but he did because he loves what we do, and he's just that good of a guy. So that is free. You can go get that in our Discord. So that is the questions that we got based on my rant yesterday. Yes, we have all the tools to help you track your plays and keep track of your bankroll. Your money management is more important than your plays, guys. It just is. And I will leave you with this 6-month special that we're running at WagerTalk. We did a deep dive. In the last 2 years, we have never had a 6-month period where we lost money. You can't find it over the last 2 years. June 1st to November 30th in 2023, up 52 units. 2024, up 73 units. December 1st to now, up 108 units. So we're doing 6-month special. You can get that at my page. We have never had, since I put this team together, and since Dan joined us, and since Corbin joined us, and since Jim and Jan, we have never had a 6-month losing period. So take advantage of that. You can see it right there on your screen. $699 gets you 6 months of all of our plays. All right, guys, that is going to do it for us. I hope to be hosting tomorrow, because if I'm hosting, that means Prez advanced in the poker tournament. So hope to see everyone tomorrow. I'll be giving out some free plays. Hopefully we cash in some golf winners. No, we went along today, but the information is really, really good. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe. Thank you so much, guys, and we'll see everyone later.